Yes lads, how you all doing? Welcome back to a brand new video on the channel. Now today I'm going to bring you guys the Leicester versus Aston Villa match preview. So the boys and girls, with the international break now finally over, we can now finally get back to Premier League action, as this weekend we will take on Dean Smith's Aston Villa at the King Power Stadium in Leicester's 5th league game of the new Premier League season. So then, in today's video I'm going to bring you guys my match preview for Leicester's latest game of the new Premier League season. Of course, we'll take on Aston Villa tomorrow at the King Power Stadium, and you know it's gonna be a pretty tough game, to be honest. Of course, they've just beaten the Premier League champions, the world champions, and not only just beaten them, they absolutely demolished them 7-2. So yeah, it's going to be a very, very tough game for the Foxes tomorrow. But yeah, in today's video, I'm going to bring you guys my match preview for the game, run through the Aston Villa side of things, my general thoughts on the game, my predicted lineup, and also my score prediction for tomorrow's game between Leicester City and Aston Villa in the Premier League. But just before we get into it, make sure a big thumbs up down below on today's video if you guys go into enjoy today's video, as I bring you guys the Leicester City versus Aston Villa match preview. The international break is done, the content is back on the channel, so yeah, if you guys do enjoy today's video, let me know by dropping a like. Also, while down there, make sure you subscribe, help see my face on your screen before we got on the road to 1,500 subscribers, and we got aiming to hit it by around Christmas time. So yeah, if you haven't subscribed to the channel already, firstly, what are you doing? Go down below, turn that subscribe button grey, because if you are a Leicester fan, we do not want to see any red on here at all. So yeah, subscribe to the channel, guys. It would be highly appreciated. Also, turn on my channel post notifications so you guys never miss any future videos on the channel just like this one. Follow me on all my social medias, they'll be down there. Links then will be in the description down below. And last but not least, let me know your score predictions, your thoughts on tomorrow's game in the comment section down below. But without further ado, let's get into the Leicester City versus Aston Villa match preview. So then, getting straight into today's match preview, as always, going to start off by talking about the opposition side of things. Of course, we take on Aston Villa tomorrow at the King Power Stadium. This week, I've got my good mate Harry to come on the channel and to bring you guys the Aston Villa side of things. Make sure you go down below and subscribe to Harry's channel. I'll leave a link in the description. Go subscribe to Harvey. He is on the road to 1,000 subscribers. Yeah, it would mean a lot to him if you could go and subscribe to his channel. He's a good mate of mine, so it's a big thanks to him for coming on the channel today. He's going to run you guys through the Aston Villa side of things, his thoughts on the game, his score prediction, his predictions on it, all of that stuff. He's going to run through everything you guys need to know about Aston Villa. Of course, me and Harry are also part of the Box to Box channel. We haven't uploaded in a month, but we are planning to make a return this. So yeah, go subscribe to that if you want to see some more content from me and Harry. I'll leave a link in the description down below. But yeah, like I said, a big thanks to Harry for coming on the channel today. Go subscribe to his channel. But yeah, I'm going to hand over to Harry. He's going to bring you and me the Aston Villa side of things for tomorrow's game.
Right, hello everybody over at Josh's channel. I'm Harry. Obviously I'm an Aston Villa supporter, and Josh has today asked me if I can come onto his channel to give my verdict going into the Aston Villa versus Leicester City game. He's basically just asked me to speak about Villa this season so far, my thoughts going into the game, my predicted lineup, and then my score prediction. So obviously, like any good mate, I said I'd be down to do it, and here I am now doing it for Josh. Villa this season so far, it's fair to say that we have got off to a very good start. We're obviously level on points with Leicester City at the moment. However, we're above them on goal difference. We obviously, last time out we beat Liverpool 7-2. Before that we beat Fulham 3-0. Before that we beat Sheffield United 1-0. Like, we've had a very good start to the season, and a lot of positives can be taken from our first 3 games. To be fair, if we play like we did against Liverpool, against Leicester, I can see us winning easily. But obviously it all depends on the tactics that we employ, and the tactics that Leicester City employ as well. Thoughts going into the game, I think it's going to be a really good game. I think it's going to be high scoring. You know, both teams have scored a lot of goals so far this season. Obviously we scored 7 the other game against Liverpool. Leicester City scored 5 against Man City. Like, we've all scored a fair amount of goals so far this season. I can see it being very end to end. Obviously, Leicester have got some very good attacking players such as Jamie Vardy, James Maddison, Harvey Barnes. Obviously, the new guy as well, Under. Even people like Tielemans can help going forward. You know, it's fair to say that you've got some very good attacking threats, whereas we have also got that. You know, you look at Ollie Watkins' hat-trick last time out against Liverpool. Look at Jack Grealish, created 5 goals. It was 4 or 5, I can't remember, but he created 4 or 5 of the 7 goals that we scored against Liverpool. So yeah, it's fair to say that Jack Grealish is good. And even people like Trezeguet, you know, if he has a good game, obviously he had a good game the last time, well, last time we played with Villa Park, I'm not going to speak about the last time we actually played Leicester, but last time we played Leicester at Villa Park, obviously in the cup, Trezeguet had a good game, scored in the last minute, obviously in the cup semi-final, sorry. Yeah, it's fair to say that we have got a fair few amount of attacking threats going forward. Even players like John McGinn, you know, Ross Barkley played absolutely fantastic in his debut against Liverpool. We've got some very, very good players going forward. I'm hearing that Johnny Evans and Soyuncu are both out injured, and apparently Jamie Vardy could be out injured too. So, yeah, that could work in our favour. I think it will work in our favour, if I'm honest. My predicted lineup for Aston Villa, I'm going to go with Emi Martinez in goal. He's obviously been, in my opinion, the best keeper in the league so far. He's only conceded 2 goals, and those 2 goals that he conceded came against the best team in the world, one of the best teams in the world in Liverpool. Left back, I think it'll be Matt Targett. I can't see him starting anybody else. Centre backs, I can see it being Tyrone Mings and Ezri Konsa. Again, class centre back pairing so far. We've conceded 2 goals. I wouldn't change the defence at all. Right back, Matty Cash has to be, been one of our best players so far this season. Centre mids, I think it'll be Douglas Luiz playing in like a holding role, John McGinn and Ross Barkley playing like box to box. That reminds me, me and Josh are in a joint YouTube channel called Box to Box. We haven't uploaded for about a month, but we're looking to return very, very soon. You know, we've all took a break, but we're looking to return to uploading on there very, very soon. So if you can help us and go and subscribe to that, I'm sure Josh has already made his subscribers aware of the fact that he's in a group channel. But yeah, if you could go and subscribe to that, lads, we'd appreciate it. Obviously, to be fair, I'd keep the same lineup if I'm honest. So I'm not sure whether Leicester fans know what the actual lineup was, but it was Martinez, Cash, Konsa, Mings, Targett, and then we had Luiz, McGinn, Barkley, Trezeguet, Grealish, Watkins. I'd keep that lineup. Like we've just beat the champions of England 7-2. Like we can't change that, man. Like honestly, well they're the champions of the world actually. But yeah. Score prediction for the game, I'm going to go with a 4-3 Villa win. Alright, I said it in the preview that I did with Josh. 4-3 Villa. Alright, I said it'll be high scoring, but yeah, I'm just looking forward to it. Obviously, we've just had a national break, and realistically, I don't watch national football if I'm honest. Especially while Gareth Southgate's in charge. The only thing real time I watch England is at international tournaments, but yeah. I can see it being a high-scoring game. It could easily go either way, but I can see it purely because the fact that you have got both Soyuncu and Johnny Evans out, but both of your starting centre backs. I can see us taking advantage of that and getting the 3 points at the King Power on Sunday. I've left it right to the end to plug my channel. You're probably all bored of my Brummie accent by now, and you probably all clicked off the video. But for those of you that are still watching, I just want to say that I actually upload Aston Villa content over on my channel, Harvey. I'm sure Josh will leave a link in the description. I'm trying to hit 1,000 subscribers by the end of 2020. I'm just over 100 away. So if you guys can go and help me out and subscribe to the channel, get me to 1,000 subscribers, I'd appreciate it. And yeah, lads, thank you for watching Josh's video. Subscribe to Josh if you haven't already. Like the video. And yeah, cheers for having me on, Josh.
So then, that is it for the Aston Villa side of things. Like I said, a big thanks to Harry for coming on the channel today. Like I said earlier on, go and subscribe to his channel. I'll leave a link to Harry's channel in the description down below. But without further ado, let's get into the Leicester City side of things, heading into tomorrow's game between Leicester City and Aston Villa. So, Aston Villa at home tomorrow in the Premier League, our 5th game of the new Premier League season. It's been a good start to the season for Leicester, of course. We did lose 3-0 to West Ham last time out, which wasn't great at all. But before that, we had a brilliant start to the season, of course, beating West Brom, Burnley. And the big win came, of course, against Manchester City, where we won 5-2 away from home at the Etihad Stadium. So overall, it's been a great start to the season. As I'm recording this, I think we are around 3rd place right now, 9 points from tour, which isn't a bad total at all. Hopefully we can build on this, but tomorrow's game is going to be a very, very tough one. Of course, Aston Villa coming to this game. 100% record. They played one less game than Leicester in the league so far. But of course, Aston Villa last time out got that absolutely crazy win. Of course, they smashed Liverpool, the champions of England, the champions of the world, 7 goals to 2. So it's going to be a tough game. Villa are going to be coming into this game very, very confident. course, they've got 2 good wins before that as well, where they absolutely destroyed Fulham, I think, away from home, and of course got a win against Sheffield United. So it's gonna be a tough game. Both sides have started the season fairly well. Of course, Villa are going to look to keep their 100% record. Leicester are definitely going to want to bounce back after that poor performance against West Ham last time out. But yeah, hopefully Leicester can get the win. But it's going to be a very, very tough game for Leicester tomorrow. I'm expecting a very, very open game tomorrow. Of course, both sides look very, very good going forward, but defensively, in particular with Leicester, not so good with the amount of injuries we've got, which I'll move on to in a few minutes' time. It should be a fairly open game. Like I said, both sides have some very, very pacey attackers, players who can take a man on easily. Midfielders is quite strong as well, but defensively, it's not the strongest point for either of the sides. So overall, it should be a very, very entertaining game for the neutral, but it should be quite an open game as well. There's going to be quite a lot of goals in it, in my opinion. So it should be an interesting game to watch. But as a Leicester fan, we have to get the win tomorrow. It's going to be important to bounce back after that poor performance and poor result against West Ham. But yeah, it's going to be an open game, which could potentially suit Leicester with the pace with Jamie Vardy in behind if he starts. And with the likes of Harvey Barnes, who should be starting, it could benefit Leicester. But with Aston Villa, with lots of Ollie Watkins, who's on great form at the moment, Jack Grealish in there as well, it's going to be a tough game for Leicester, and it really could go either way. Of course, Leicester and Aston Villa played each other 4 times last season, 2 of them coming in the Premier League and the other 2 coming in the Carabao Cup semi-finals, and all 4 games were very, very open games. Of course, Leicester were by far the much better team in the Premier League, but of course in the Carabao Cup, where Aston Villa knocked us out, we don't really want to talk about that. But yeah, all of the games had a lot of goals, and especially the games in the Premier League, where Leicester of course won 4-0, 4-1. Of course in the Carabao Cup it's 1-1 and 2-1. So yeah, the games are going to be very, very open. I'm expecting a high-scoring game, and with the unpredictable start to the Premier League season, it could be an absolute goal fest tomorrow. So it's going to be a very, very open game. Like I said, either side could really go on to win this game. Leicester, of course, not in the greatest of form after that West Ham result. Villa are going to be coming to this game very, very confident. So if Leicester aren't careful, we could get absolutely battered in this game, especially just with the amount of injuries Leicester City have. So then that is it for the Aston Villa side of things and my thoughts on the games. Yeah, let's get straight into my predicted lineup. So this is the side I think Brendan Rodgers will go over to start against Aston Villa tomorrow at the King Power Stadium. So then the formation which I'll be going for is going to be the 4-1-4-1 formation. I just pray that we don't go 5 at the back, because it really doesn't work, and I think it's basically impossible to go 5 at the back or 3 just because of the amount of injuries we have. But yeah, hopefully we can go with the 4-1-4-1 formation or the 4-3-3. I think Aston Villa will set up with a similar formation. I think that will work best to match Aston Villa and to try and just win the individual battles, which on paper Leicester should be. Yeah, hopefully Leicester can go with the 4-1-4-1, and that is the formation I'll be using in my predicted lineup today. But just before we actually get into the predicted lineup itself, let's just go through the injuries we have picked up from the international break. So Johnny Evans and Kagla Sunchi are 2 main centre-backs now injured, which is absolutely great. Still no Ricardo, still no Wilfred Ndidi. Dennis Pratt looks to be missing again, and Jamie Vardy could be injured as well, which is absolutely brilliant. So yeah, we're going to have to make a lot of changes, and I don't have a clue who we're going to play. We've got the Europa League starts as well soon, so it looks like Wes Morgan's going to have to play 2 games a week, which is not going to happen. So overall, we have got so many injuries. It's obviously a lot of teams will go through this injury crisis at some point in the season, but it's very, very disappointing to have it just as the Europa League is about to start. So it's going to be interesting to see what team Brendan goes with, but he's going to have to make a lot of changes. So if we do lose, there is a slight excuse, to be honest, because we have a lot of injuries, especially with the 2 main centre-backs missing. Still no Ndidi, of course. If Jamie Vardy isn't playing, that's going to be a big miss as well. But yeah, we have a lot of injuries going into the game. But yeah, let's actually get into the predicted lineup. So yeah, start off in goal. Thank God Kasper Schmeichel is not injured. Of course, I'm going to be going with Kasper Schmeichel. It was a disappointing performance from Kasper against West Ham, but he couldn't really do too much about the goals. He performed very well for Denmark, making that brilliant save against England a couple of days ago at Wembley. So yeah, hopefully Kasper can come into this game. He's gonna have to make a lot of saves with lots of Ollie Watkins, Jack Grealish, all in good form for Aston Villa. But yeah, Kasper Schmeichel is going to be the goalkeeper for me tomorrow. I think no one else really got a chance unless Kasper Schmeichel gets injured, which at this rate is probably going to happen. But yeah, Kasper Schmeichel to start in goal for me in tomorrow's game. So then, moving into the back 4, starts off at right back, I'm going to go on the best fullback in the Premier League, Timothy Castagne. I'm joking, by the way, but Timothy Castagne has made a brilliant start to his Leicester career. Of course, he's chipped in with a few goals, a couple of assists as well, and he's also most recently been involved in the Belgian national setup. Of course, he played against England a few weeks ago. So yeah, hopefully Castagne can have a good performance against Aston Villa. He's probably been Leicester's best player since the season has started. He's been a brilliant signing, so yeah, hopefully Castagna can keep up his good form. Hopefully he can potentially get an assist. Hopefully he can do well defensively as well. I think he's going to have to be going forward, and defensively he's going to have to be quite strong. He could potentially come up against a lot of Trezeguet, Jack Grealish as well. So yeah, hopefully Timothy Castagna can have a good game at right back, and I'm fully confident that Castagna can do so. So then moving into the two centre backs, of course, no Johnny Evans, no Kagler Sungchu. A lot of changes are going to have to be made in the game against Aston Villa, and I think it is time for Big Wes and Little Wes. Of course, the first one, Big Wes, of course, is the main man, the club captain. Wes Morgan, of course, is a slight concern with his pace, especially coming up against Ollie Watkins. It's going to be difficult, but he's still got a large amount of experience as Wes Morgan. Yes, he is quite old, but I think he'll still have enough to have a good performance against Aston Villa. Of course, he's a very experienced player, but coming against Ollie Watkins, I'm quite scared of that, especially if Aston Villa just play the ball in behind. Wes Morgan has got no chance whatsoever. So yeah, hopefully Wes can have a solid performance. But alongside Wes, with Little Wes, Wesley Fofana, Leicester's, of course, new signing. It will be his debut if he starts, and I think he will start, to be honest. I think Wes Morgan and Wesley Fofana could work quite well against each other. Of course, Wesley Fofana has got the pace in behind, so he can cover for Wes Morgan. Wes Morgan has got the football brain, he's got the centre-back brain to just be able to intercept the ball, read the play, and I think them two work quite well against each other, next to each other in that centre-back role. So yeah, hopefully Big Wes and Little Wes can have a good performance against Aston Villa. And finally, moving into the left-back role, I'm going to be going with James Justin. I think James Justin is pretty nailed on to start in the game, to be perfectly honest. I think some people are saying he should start at centre-back. For me, I don't think he should. I think James Justin should start at wide on that full-back position on the opposite side of Timothy Castagna. I think James Justin had a decent start to his Leicester season. His performance against West Ham wasn't the greatest, but overall he's still learning the game. He's still a young player, so yeah, hopefully James Justin can have a good game. It's going to be difficult for him defensively as well. He could be coming against lots of Jack Grealish, who can drift either side. Whoever's going to play out one, I'm not sure if Aston Villa could be Trezeguet. So yeah, hopefully JJ can have a good game defensively, and also hopefully he can get forward and cause Aston Villa some problems. So then, moving into the midfield, starts off with a centre defensive midfielder. I'm going to be going with Nampalys Mendy. Nampalys Mendy has started his season off quite well, to be honest. It's been a bit of a surprise package. No one really expected Mendy to go, and of course, with the injury of Wilfred Ndidi, it was no really option. Of course, Hamza Choudhury could have came in, but Nampalys Mendy has been the chosen one. He's performed very, very well. So hopefully Nampalys Mendy can have a good game. Of course, it wasn't really a great performance against West Ham, but no one really had a great performance against West Ham on the weekend. So yeah, hopefully Mendy can come and have another good performance this weekend against Aston Villa. It's going to be important to break up the play, especially if it's an open game. The centre mid and the midfield battle is going to be key in this game. So yeah, hopefully Nampalys Mendy can have a good game. Moving ahead of Nampalys Mendy into the two centre midfielders, starts off with the right one. I'm going to be going with Youri Tielemans. Of course, Youri Tielemans was involved in the international football for Belgium alongside Timothy Castagna, so hopefully Youri Tielemans can have a good game. Wasn't a great performance like everyone against West Ham, but he started the season quite well as Youri Tielemans. So yeah, hopefully he can keep up this good form. He's got a decent rest. Of course, he has been involved in Belgium, but it probably won't be as intense at Leicester. So yeah, hopefully Youri Tielemans can have a good game on the weekend. It's going to be important, but if he can show his real quality, I think Youri Tielemans could be the main man for Leicester. Just making those passes in behind, the link-up play between him and Castagna could be there as well. So yeah, hope Tielemans can have a good game. And alongside Youri Tielemans, I'm going to be going with James Maddison. It looks like James Maddison has finally recovered from his injury. Dennis Pratt is a bit of a, I'm not really sure on Dennis Pratt. So for me, I'm going to go with James Maddison to start alongside Youri Tielemans. Of course, James Maddison scored that absolute brilliant goal against City. He hasn't really, I don't think he hasn't even had a start yet. He had a start against Arsenal in the Carabao Cup. He's been slowly getting his way back into the side. I think this is the time for James Maddison to start. He's had a good break. Of course, he hasn't been called up for England as per usual. So yeah, hopefully James Maddison can have a good game, and hopefully he can prove the critics wrong. And of course, he's going to be up against Jack Grealish. So yeah, hopefully James Maddison can have a good game. Yeah, my two centre midfielders are going to be Youri Tielemans, James Maddison, and the holding one being Nampalys Mendy. So moving into the two wingers, started off with the left one. I'm going to be going with Harvey Barnes. Of course, Harvey Barnes got his England called up. I think he played about 10 minutes or so he can't really do too much, to be perfectly honest. But yeah, of course, it would have been good for Harvey Barnes to just get the experience in the England camp. I think he'd be a large feature of England going forward. He's a very, very young, talented young winger. So yeah, hopefully Harvey Barnes can have a good performance against Aston Villa. Of course, he actually scored against West Ham, but it got ruled off. And by the way, that was an absolute brilliant goal. So yeah, hopefully Harvey Barnes can have a good performance against Aston Villa. He scored 2 goals against Aston Villa in the game before lockdown struck last season in the Premier League. So yeah, hopefully Harvey can have a good game against Aston Villa, just to take on the Aston Villa defence, which isn't the greatest, cause him some problems if he's going to have to track back as well. But yeah, if it's a really open game, Harvey Barnes is going to be a very key man. So yeah, hopefully Harvey can have a good performance against Aston Villa tomorrow. On to the right hand side, I'm going to be going with Cengiz Under to make his Leicester City debut start. Of course, Perez started against West Ham and had an absolutely awful performance in my opinion. So yeah, I think Cengiz Under deserved a start. He came on against West Ham and did quite well, to be honest. He tried some stuff out, it didn't come off, but I think that's what we need. We need someone who can bring something to the game. On occasions it don't work, but on occasions it does. It can make the big difference. Yeah, hopefully Cengiz Under can do some skill to take some players on and just make things happen for Leicester, which I think I need. And if it's a really open game, we need players who can make the difference, just make that final pass, and Cengiz Under could be the man. So yeah, my 2 wingers are going to be Harvey Barnes and Cengiz Under. So finally, moving into the striker war, I'm going to be going with Jamie Vardy. Yes, I said he could have an injury, but who knows, to be perfectly honest. I've seen him in training and he looked fine to me, so I really don't know with Jamie Vardy. But yeah, I'm going to stick to my guns. I'm going to go with Jamie Vardy. Of course, if Vardy is injured, I would expect Kelechi Iheanacho or potentially Islam Somani to come to the line. Brendan Rodgers has plans now with Islam Somani. Yeah, but Jamie Vardy is going to be the striker for me if he's fully fit, which I think is. He looked fine in training pictures and videos a couple of days ago. So yeah, hopefully Jamie Vardy is fit for the game. But yeah, like I said, if Vardy isn't, I can see Kelechi Iheanacho coming into the side, or potentially Perez to play up front as well. We'll have to wait and see. But yeah, Jamie Vardy is going to be the striker for me. If he does start, hopefully he can cause out the Aston Villa defensive problems. Usually performs quite well against Aston Villa as well. And if it's, like I said, if it's an open game, Jamie Vardy is going to be very key with just breaking them behind, especially with his pace and his finishing as well. But yeah, Jamie Vardy to start up front. If not, Kelechi Iheanacho or Adisa Perez or potentially Islam Somani, who knows. But yeah, hopefully, fingers crossed, Jamie Vardy is fully fit for the game against Aston Villa tomorrow. So the boys and girls, that is it for the Aston Villa side of things, my thoughts game and my predicted lineup. So it's now time to get on to my score prediction for tomorrow's game. I'm going to be going with a draw. I'm going to go with a Leicester 1, Aston Villa 1. I think it will end all square. I think it'll be quite an open game, but I think both goalkeepers will perform quite well for both sides. So yeah, I'm going to go with a 1-1 draw. I think it'll be quite an entertaining game. Like I said, I think there'll be loads of chances for either side, but I think defensively the 2 keepers will perform quite well tomorrow. I'm going to be going with Wesley Fofana to score tomorrow, and for Aston Villa, I'm going to be going with Ollie Watkins to score. It's going to be a tough one for Leicester tomorrow. Like I said, Aston Villa coming to this game on very good form. Leicester, I'm going to have to make a lot of changes tomorrow, especially defensively as well. So it's going to be interesting to see how Brendan just sets the team up tomorrow. Is Wesley Fofana going to make his debut? Is Wes Morgan going to start? Is Jamie Vardy fit? Is James Maddison fit? Who knows? But yeah, hopefully Leicester can get the win tomorrow. We need to bounce back after that disappointing result against West Ham. But yeah, I'm going to go with a 1-1 draw. Make sure you guys let me know your score predictions, your thoughts on the game as well in the comment section down below. So the boys and girls, that is it for the Leicester City versus Aston Villa match preview. In today's video, I bring you guys the Aston Villa side of things, my thoughts on the game, my predicted lineup, and last but not least, my score prediction for tomorrow's game. The international break is done, the Premier League is back, and hopefully the Foxes can bounce back with 3 points tomorrow in a kind of Midlands derby against Aston Villa. But yeah, if you guys have enjoyed today's video, drop a like, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Let me know your score predictions in the comment section for tomorrow's game. But yeah, I'm Sportsa, and I'll see you guys very soon in my next video. Peace, guys.